Somewhere in these woods, something found me first. If you read this, trust your fear.
The last words ever posted on Anna's blog. Imagine you're standing at the edge of an endless pine forest, the last golden rays of dusk flickering through ragged needles. Behind you, the safety of the North Carolina Trailhead parking lot. Ahead, only shifting shadows, the soft hush of wind cut now and then by faraway birds, and the thin blue thread of a hiking trail vanishing into brush. You're about to step forward, alone, like Anna Winters did. Anna was, by all accounts, a person not easily lost. 28 years old, she was known for her sharp, wry blog and her even sharper sense for adventure, even when it came at a cost. She wasn't reckless, just restless, always searching. After a period marred by layoffs and uncertainty in her journalist job, Anna wanted to prove something, to herself, to her readers, maybe even to old doubts that had long trailed her. Hiking solo, blogging her journey in real time, would become the book proposal she'd dreamed of. On the morning of March 6, 2022, Anna uploaded a selfie at the Croatan National Forest trailhead. Her smile was tight but determined, brown hair pulled back in a messy ponytail. The blog post below read,
March 6th, 8:33 a.m. This is it, guys. 6 days offline. One goal. Finish the Pine Barrens Loop solo. I brought extra batteries and bear spray. No Wi-Fi, but I'll save entries to post after. See you on the other side.
For her followers, numbering nearly 40,000, Anna was more than a would-be author. She was their window into wild places and unlikely courage. In earlier trips, she'd live-blogged from Appalachian fog, crowded base camps, and even midnight waffle houses. But this time, she insisted, there'd be no contact. For her, it would be a reset, one she hadn't quite managed to explain to anyone who asked. The Pine Barrens Loop was no Everest, but it was not for the careless. 60 miles of winding sand trails and low-slung bog, with thick stands of pine, the odd flash of deer, and the constant presence of night sounds on every side. There were plenty of well-marked campsites and no technical climbs, but in the off-season, hikers could go hours without seeing another soul. A sign at the entrance read, "Caution, deep backcountry. Plan accordingly." Anna was meticulous in her planning. Her last known purchases from a Jacksonville REI 2 days before included a fresh map, a water filtration kit, and a new solar charger. She posted a photo of her pack contents: freeze-dried soups, a battered copy of Into the Wild, 2 notebooks, a GoPro, and a basic first aid kit.
Packing for weather and for my worst-case scenarios. If I don't blog by next Sunday, call out the Rangers.
The early entries from her hike, written each evening and later recovered and posted posthumously by her brother, started as you'd expect. Reflections on the beauty of golden hour, rough sketches of bird songs, quick notes on blisters, and how shockingly loud her own thoughts became in the woods. By the third night, Anna's writing shifted. Less about landscape, more about what she couldn't shake. Her March 8th entry reads,
Saw coyote prints in mud by the creek today. Felt like I was being watched in 2 places. Both times, no sound after stopping. Creepy? Just me and too much caffeine, probably. But do any of you ever get the feeling someone or something wants you to leave?
Still, Anna wasn't easily scared. But through her words you sensed the slow closing in of something intangible. She wrote about her parents fighting as a child, learning to disappear into mental underbrush. She joked about her serial killer playlist, true crime podcasts for the lonely stretches. But beneath the humor, was an undercurrent of unease. On the fourth day, her GPS check-in came late, and her message?
All good, just tired. Dreamed someone stood by my tent. Classic Woods paranoia. Ignore me, readers.
But on the evening of March 10th, Anna's blog entry ended mid-sentence.
Low branches snapped behind my tent again. Fourth night in a row. I left a note for myself. This is real. If I'm reading this in the morning.
That was the last thing Anna Winters ever wrote. Her satellite communicator, usually set for daily check-ins, went silent. 3 days later, a search was launched. Rangers found her tent still standing, unzipped, camp stove cold, boots inside, pack missing. Nearby, Anna's notebook lay open, pages torn out the middle. On its last page, scrawled in shorthand, were 3 words. Not alone. Leave. The world Anna left behind, her family, friends, and followers, would spend years trying to unravel what happened on that trail. Her blog, once a place for inspiration, became a digital shrine and a puzzle. Was Anna's fear psychological, brought on by stress and isolation? Was someone out there stalking the Pine Barrens that week? Or was there something stranger, darker? Imagine now, 3 days into Anna's journey. The initial romantic haze of solitude has faded. You're deep in the Croatan woods, where every trail marker feels somehow both reassuring and slightly wrong, as if in your exhaustion you're always a half step from being lost. For Anna, this was the stretch where things began to fracture, not just on the outside, but deep within. Anna's blog entries for March 8th and 9th, recovered later from her battered laptop, show that subtle spiral. The posts flip between crisp, observant prose and moments so raw they appear barely edited.
Today, sand so loose my boots sink with every step. I counted 46 egret calls by breakfast, lost track by lunch. Creek crossing at milepost 21 was higher than the map. Got a weird whiff of wood smoke, but no one here?
Her style is witty, drifting.
Hypothetical. Would I rather run into a bobcat or a bored backwoods cop? Trick question. Both look at you like dinner.
But lines slip in that unsettle her followers even as they scroll months later, watching each scheduled post go live.
Feel like I saw a person behind those palmettos, but no footprints. Only mine. I checked.
By midday on her 4th day, the air in the forest had changed. Recordings captured on Anna's GoPro, later parsed by investigators and armchair sleuths alike, contain only ambient forest sounds, until, around 1:13 p.m. on March 9th, Anna's voice breaks the flow.
Pausing for water, there was something. Movement behind camp, not animal, too big. I sound crazy. I'm probably just jumpy, but it's the same as last night.
She doesn't laugh, just zips her pack and walks on. The line between what's out there and what's inside her blurs. Eventually, Anna hunkers down for the evening at Site 14, a designated backcountry clearing with an old fire ring and a sagging picnic table. In her entry that night,
Developing theory. Humans don't ever get fully unafraid, just distracted. Everything looks different when your back's to the dark. Senses feel sharper. Paranoia, right?
she tries to joke, listing the top 5 noises more scary than bears, but then,
Heard voices after midnight. Could be campers? Except, no fire, no lights. Either I'm not alone or I have very bad luck.
Anna, always observant, notes specific details. A fresh boot track near a muddy trail fork. Not my brand, too wide. A twist of orange string tied around a tree. No marking like that on my map. Ranger approved? The remains of an old, tattered tent. Been here weeks, maybe months, creepy. Sharper, her next entry, March 10th, 7:42 p.m. Shows her nerves starting to fray.
Skip dinner. A branch snapped behind my tent again. Too many nights of adrenaline does something. Don't get the wrong idea, readers. I'm not actually losing it. Just, when you're this alone, your own imagination is your worst trailmate.
Here, Anna does something she almost never does. She tries to contact the outside world. Her satellite messenger pings her brother, Sam.
Still safe. Paranoid, maybe. Any chance storm coming in? Let Mom know I'm fine. We'll check in AM.
There's no reply. The message logs show it never sent. On the morning of March 11th, rangers reviewing the trail logs from earlier in the week find no other hiker officially checked in near Anna. No permits, no footprints matching the ones Anna saw. A storm did hit the northern part of the forest, but not her loop. But Anna's next blog post, saved draft only, reads,
Log, if you see this post, I got signal. But that won't fix sleep. Saw someone at dawn. Just standing, black hoodie. Watching from maybe 80 feet. Tried calling out. Gone before I could blink. Could be a trick of fog or tired brain. I know the rules. But every branch snap means wake up, check knife, breathe.
The raw fear is clear. Yet Anna, fiercely logical, peppers her post with doubts.
Maybe shadow. Maybe sleepwalkers. Maybe bears wear hoodies now.
Investigators put this moment at 6:31 a.m., March 11th. A heavy mist had rolled in, typical for this tract in early spring. Anna's camera records only flickers of white fog. Whatever she saw left no physical trace. Imagine yourself on that foggy trail, every sense on high alert, with only dwindling battery bars and your own mind. This pause and reflect moment, as Anna notes in her journal, is when most people would turn back. She debates it, scribbling in the margin.
What am I proving? To who? Is the prize worth the panic?
But Anna keeps moving forward, committed to her goal of finishing the loop. She posts a lighter entry for her followers. Nerves of titanium, coffee supply low, send memes next time, guys, and pushes on. As night falls again, Anna finds the orange string marking another tree, much newer than the first. This time, it leads off the official trail, toward denser marsh. Against her own better judgment, Anna follows it for 100 yards before forcing herself to turn back. She writes,
Not lost. Not yet. But something about those markers. Wrong. Not used by rangers. Too irregular.
In her GoPro audio, faint in the distance, another snapping branch, then what may be a soft, hoarse whistling. Anna captures her face in a quick selfie, eyes wide, jaw clenched. The photo remains, the last taken on her camera. Her final, scheduled post for that evening ends with,
Last night on the trail. If I make it back, I'm never hiking alone again. Or maybe I'll just join a bowling league and start blogging about that. Fingers crossed for a boring, uneventful walk back.
But at the very bottom of the draft, in smaller, barely legible text, one last line.
If you ever feel a stare you can't shake, listen to it. Please.
Imagine waking into a dawn that feels unfamiliar. A world caught between the last gasp of night and the colorless beginnings of day. For Anna Winters, this would be the final moment anyone could confirm she was alive. A fleeting instant, glimpsed only through echoes in her digital trail, smudged footprints, and the words she left behind. The timeline pieced together afterward is achingly precise and heartbreakingly incomplete. According to her device logs, Anna rose just after 6 a.m. on March 12. Sunrise hovered somewhere behind the tree line, pale and cold. Her tent remained neatly zipped, gear organized as if she'd intended a routine day's hike. Yet something was off. Her last pings to the satellite never reached her family. Her phone's battery, almost full the night before, had drained inexplicably fast. The camp was found undisturbed, except for one odd detail. Anna's boots, essentials stowed inside, faced the woods as if paused mid-departure. No sign of panic, no struggle, just absence. Rangers on the ground the following week, in coordination with search and rescue, made a chilling discovery. 14 orange strings, identical to those described in Anna's blog, marked a winding, irregular path deep into an off-map marsh. Some strings looked recent, others weather-beaten. Following them, the team found the remains of a weathered, abandoned tent with mildewed gear, unclaimed in any state report. An empty packet of trail mix, expired by 2 years. A battered notebook buried beneath thick brush, its middle pages torn away. The words on the notebook's ragged last page,
Only footsteps. Can't tell if mine. Will not follow this trail out. If you find this, trust your fear, not alone.
Beyond this point, no other physical evidence could be traced to Anna. Elsewhere in the woods, searchers found the orange string trail ended in a shallow bog, stuck among roots, the sun-faded remains of Anna's blue bandana. DNA testing later confirmed it was hers. Over the next weeks, a flurry of tips, theories, and digital sleuthing swept Anna's story to national headlines. Some speculated she'd encountered a drifter. There were unconfirmed reports months earlier of a man living rough in the Croatan. Others obsessed over the hooded figure, analyzing Anna's GoPro fog footage for glitching shapes, whispering pixelated secrets. But every concrete lead dissolved in contradiction. No other footprints matching the wide boots were discovered in viable paths away from her camp, despite ideal impression-making mud. The forest's official visitor's log had no anomalies. The orange strings, not ranger-issued, and no poaching or trail work had been sanctioned in months. The old campsite and artifacts, while eerily close to Anna's site, bore no forensic link to her disappearance, except the notebook and the way her handwriting frayed into near illegibility that last night. In the official record, Anna Winters was declared missing, presumed deceased. Her last act unrecorded, her final steps lost to time and swallowing pines. The investigation, covered in grim detail by the News and Observer and the National Park Service missing persons files, brought closure to no one. Anna's family, devastated, organized volunteer searches and maintained her blog as a digital memorial. Her followers, thousands strong, debated every clue for months. The case still holds a blank line where answers should be, full of supposition, haunted by questions only Anna could answer. Her blog's final entry, restored from autosave.
Somewhere in these woods, something found me first. If you read this, trust your fear.
Years have passed since Anna Winters vanished into the dense Croatan National Forest, leaving behind only a fragmented digital trail and a haunting mystery. Her disappearance remains unsolved, a story that continues to grip and perplex everyone who knew her and those who found themselves drawn into the quest for answers. Anna's family still holds hope while grappling with the unbearable uncertainty of not knowing her fate. Her blog has become a virtual shrine, not just a memorial but a cautionary tale about the fragile line between bravery and vulnerability. The long-term consequences of Anna's story resonate on multiple levels. For one, it has sparked renewed awareness around the risks of solo wilderness adventures, especially when layered with mental health struggles and the realities of isolation. Outdoor communities, both online and in the field, have since emphasized the importance of preparation, communication, and listening closely to one's intuition. Don't forget to subscribe to Real Mystery Reports for more strange, dark, and profoundly human stories. New true mysteries every day.